Damian Lillard, welcome to Wisconsin. What a birthday gift. Thanks, man. Whew. Can't really describe how excited I am to see you play with Giannis and the rest of the squad. So, wow. Great piece of news there recently. This video is a little less about sports, though. But yeah, notice I am wearing white after Labor Day, too. It's okay. Fuck the fashion police. Fuck the real police. Defund the police. Go away, please, as much as possible. Like the rest of the infringing, overreaching government, of course, there are certain parts of UW that have obviously been overfunded and given way too much power over the course of my lifetime as well. Other just straight silly shit going on at the governmental level. We have a question of whether or not we should redistrict our maps. Is gerrymandering right or wrong? That is the question. So yes, the maps need to be redrawn. No, Voss Protasewicz shouldn't be impeached from her spot on the Supreme Court just because she's a liberal and you're a conservative. Just this silly, stupid, immature, childish shit going on at the top level. Voss had assembled his secret panel of former judges to figure out a way to impeach Protasewicz. That was seen as sketchy, and it is against the law, I guess. Either way, a couple other judges wrote an article saying that they disagree, and now the general consensus is that the initial push to get Janet impeached is not going to go through, but that still is the mission of the Republican Party right now. They really don't want her to weigh on these redistricting cases. They want her to recuse herself and take herself out of these cases, trying to maintain inequality is all that is. Obviously, redistricting, fixing these heavily gerrymandered maps is going to be what's best for the voting population, the population of Wisconsin, any sort of representative population of Wisconsin. In other news, ladies can get abortions again through Planned Parenthood. I'm all about her body, her choice, pro-choice. If there's something living inside somebody else and they don't want this thing living inside them, I'm all for flush it out. I don't give a fuck. It's somebody's body. There's something living in their body. They should have the right to remove it if they want. Doesn't matter who squirted some splooge inside of a person, okay? No, God didn't bless your dumbass child. You're a piece of shit, remember? Once the baby is born, once the baby shoots out the vagina and it's out in the world breathing air, not, taking the nutrients in solely from the mother, then there's no argument. We're not killing babies, or we shouldn't be, in my opinion. Dane County Circuit Court Judge Diane Schlipper said that the 1849 abortion law doesn't apply to medical abortions, so that's why the ladies are allowed to go back to Planned Parenthood to get those services. Woo woo! Top 2 favorite parties in the state government culture. Yee ski yee! Can agree on something bipartisan, and that's ranked voting. So that's where you put your 5 favorite candidates across the board. And then with each round, more people are eliminated until the top candidate has at least 50% of the vote. So that's going to give us a more accurate representation of what everybody wants. The Democrats have again presented a bill to legalize recreationally marijuana. This is not the Republicans' presentation that they said they were going to put together earlier this year. So this one will probably get rejected and they'll come up with some other bullshit. But again, Wisconsin's an island. It's just stupid still. And the pigs are super racist. They enforce weed possession differently, and a lot more black folks are being punished for it. It's ridiculous. And everyone that's ever been convicted of a possession or distribution charge for marijuana exclusively should be expunged entirely and also repaid for the damages that have been done to themselves, to their career, to everything. You seen these people freaking out about AI like it's going to take us over, control us. Anybody else really fucking excited for AI to step in and just start chopping off heads of pointless people, just start liquefying all these people that are wasting all the oxygen and resources and, using it on gossip and lying and racism and sexism and xenophobia and laziness. Just liquefy them and turn them into fertilizer. Oh my God. I pray that I see this day. Where justice, AI can finally hold the masses accountable for what they're saying, what they're doing, literally. What did you literally say? What did you literally do? Where were you literally to begin with? Where are you literally now? I'll be good. I'll be better than ever. Anybody else? I'm gonna be front row for the face melting. Get my body. I need some of those 3D glasses for that shit. For those of you wondering, there's been no justice or social remediation at all of any kind for any of the attacks on me, all the scams on me over the years, aside for those that have been going on in the past, couple years at WFAA for the harassment and discrimination there. But they have made significant improvements, considerable changes. So I do have to give the HR department directly credit for doing that. So thank you very much. But outside of them, nothing at all. Here's some on their updated flow. It's a lot of good grief, Cliff Bar, Cliff Notes, referencing the basement vaguely, tall, bald, ball. He's embellishing those types, like the pretend insight culture. Just leave him alone, alluding to just ignore him. You can't have it both ways. What would he even do with his money? He wouldn't even know what to do with that kind of money. They're calling stalking and passive aggression, I tried, or something like that. They're loving this one nowadays, right on the nose. They don't want anything right on the nose, right? They don't want anything that's true concretely. They always want something like playful around the truth so that to bastardize it or to confuse it to certain groups. Have y'all seen this trend on social media of people saying, I'm sorry, I'm not a nice person? This defining of what a nice person is. Have you seen this? I used to be a nice person, and then I realized that everyone's a meanie, or something stupid, right? So what they're doing is pretending that most of what makes them this shit person is not literally illegal also. Like that they're not habitual criminals and terrorists, frauds and abusers that break the law every single day, many times. Endlessly more than myself or anyone comparable in the working class. And then, of course, nice. What they mean by nice is authentic, hardworking, someone with integrity, more independent people, intelligent people, strong people, honest. They have intrinsic value. But, the twisting of the words makes them seem impressive, right? Some of their more recent, phrases they're latching on to, know your rights. Like, and they'll be like screaming, know your rights at someone who's been treated like shit since birth. Know your rights, boy. But they don't say boy, so they didn't say that, and that's not what they meant or whatever. Or I refuse to work a shitty, I refuse to say yes to my boss when he's saying something mean to me. Totally removed from reality, these people. I don't work for anything under, I have options. I work really hard. I'll let you in on a little secret about that one. Pretty much every single person that says that is a lazy fraud. Some of their recent fake compliment slander words, lucky, or phrases, happy-go-lucky, right? Happy-go-lucky or lucky, they're lucky somehow. Clown, goof, sensitive, privileged, classics. Some of their favorite words to call me recently, terrorist, serial killer, mass shooter, rapist, child molester, meth head, narcissist, liar, white boy, fag, brokey, infertile, introvert, You know, and then all the rest of them. These are just, they go through these trends, these waves. He's so preachy. He's not God. Unless you can fit your thought into this self-inflicted low IQ, low attention span, time frame, or character limit that these people have restricted themselves to, you're speaking gibberish and it's not real. If you're self-made or self-taught, if you're a self-starter, you're gibberish and you're not valid. Shit like that. Self-retarded from privilege. So advantaged that these people are complaining about how much advantage they've had. That's a trend now. Have you seen these articles? Somebody makes more than minimum wage or whatever, like 50,000 or 60,000 or 100,000 or whatever thousands a year, and they can't afford to live on it. Die then, please. They always look like that. He doesn't care. He doesn't want any pussy. He doesn't really want that. The whole, he's so dumb, he doesn't even know, and oops, sorry, haha, yikes culture. I don't know how y'all are still doing the flip around the colored people of color thing. It's he's sick, dirty, dope, wild, crazy. It's like being a foul human being to the core is one of the 10 commandments for these people. Yes, to all my stalkers and abusers, I pray for your death daily. I hope for your death for the betterment of my life, the world, and the universe.